Mate, if you're anything like me, and you're a fatherless dad that's trying to raise his son to be a courageous, strong, confident, sovereign boy, you'll resonate with this more than anybody. It's the single most hardest thing you've probably ever tried to do in your life, because it requires not just being a conscious dad and making all these sacrifices. It requires that you face yourself head on and you face these traumas, if you want to call it that, these fears that have been deeply suppressed, these anxieties that you have, and these self-loathing beliefs that you've got, this shame that you have about yourself that you've hidden from everybody, the fact that you just do not like yourself and you don't even know why. Because if or until we face that as men and overcome that and actually handle that, we can only pass that on to our sons. And I don't know about you, mate, but there's no way that I'm ever going to allow my son to inherit the shame and the self-loathing that I've had going through life. I just point blank refuse to do it. I want you to understand something. I'm not going to jump on the camera and say I've got all the answers for you. I can't speak on other people's behalf. I just know if you grew up without a dad in your life, there is many things that I'll say that you probably will resonate with. And one of the things is, mate, the only way that I've been able to start to overcome this shame about myself is to actually realise it was never a reflection on me, but it was a complete reflection in my dad and who he was as a man. Whatever was going on in his head, he didn't handle. Whatever was happening in his life, he didn't seek the help. He didn't go out there and get the knowledge and apply it to become a better man. It just wasn't, for him to be a better dad and a better man, it just wasn't it wasn't something he wanted to do, clearly. And I've had to learn to make peace with that. It had nothing to do with me. I was just a kid. I was just a baby. I had no control over that. Just like you had no control over it. But what you do have control over is how you're now going to show up for your son. And is history going to repeat itself, or are you going to start to forgive and move on and start to replace that self-loathing with some self-love so that you can give that